Hey guys. Okay, so updates. Number one, in response to Frankie's video, I can't believe that she didn't tell you that somebody did fanfics of, not fanfics, sorry, fan art of the fanfiction that she's working on. So that's all I'm going to say about that because I'm sure she would love to geek about it over the video. But yeah, somebody made a fan art of her story, and for any one of us, that's always a really exciting moment because it means that somebody loved your story enough to work on that. So, excellent for her. I saw it and it's amazing actually. So, very happy for her. I went to physical therapy today for my first appointment. It's my first one of 9. I'm supposed to go 3 times a week for 3 weeks. I'm not entirely sold on my physical therapist. We sat down and talked about like what the issues I've been having and how long I've been having them and what I do and stuff, and so that's never any good news. I'm like, yeah, I work on a computer, I write in my free time, and I play video games. And she's like, well, about how long do you write? When you're writing, about how long do you write in a day? I was like, oh, about 8 hours. She's like, wow, that's a lot. People who write don't even write that much. I was like, yeah, well, I'm not going to give it up, so help me out here. And so what she determined the cause was, and this is why I'm not buying it, is my posture. So I know when I'm on camera I'm all hunched over because, number one, I'm trying to look cute, and number two, it's just the way that I sit in front of a computer. But typically when I'm in a chair, I sit pretty straight, and I stand pretty straight, and I'm always, several times a day I actually consciously fix my posture because I know that she thinks my posture is terrible, and I blamed it on my feet because my feet are so flat that my ankles actually bend inward, and my posture's my body's so broken that I end up having to go to the chiropractor like once. I say I probably go once a month to have my body all put back together so that I'm not, in back pain. So she thinks it's my posture. So instead of tackling the problems with the wrists, and she did give me a few things to do, like I was supposed to do things like this in the morning just to kind of warm them up, or I'm supposed to do this to kind of warm them up, and I have like a doorway lean that I'm supposed to do. That looks really funny on camera. The doorway lean. I'm a little silly. But other than that, she's got me doing things for posture, like trying to make my shoulder blades connect and doing some stupid neck tuck that makes me look like I have even more of a double chin than I do. So she's basically trying to correct my posture. That's what my physical therapist is doing, because she thinks my posture will correct my wrists, because my shoulders are supposed to be bearing the brunt of what my wrists are doing, and honestly, I think she's full of shit, but oh well. Because I'm a good girl and because I love my wrists, and I have to believe that she must know what she's doing somehow because she probably went to school for it, I am doing what I'm told. So that's why you see me and I'm all like, oh, I'm going to sit up straight now, which is incredibly uncomfortable. It gives it, like, if I put my head the way people tell me my head should be to have good posture, I feel like I'm looking down at everything. My computer is down here, my work is down here, and everything is down here, and I feel like I'm looking down my nose. So I don't like having good posture. It makes my whole back, shoulders, and neck tense. So, but I've been trying. Because I've been trying, I allowed myself an extra drabble today. So here's the thing I didn't tell my friends because I was ashamed. After my video game weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I did a lot of Diablo. I also drank a lot of alcohol, but that's neither here nor there. I played a lot of Diablo, and my wrists actually did quite well. So I got back on Sunday, and I was like, wow, I just handled like hours and hours and hours of gaming. I don't feel a thing. I was like, I think I should attempt to write something small, just to ease back into it, because 2 weeks now I haven't been able to write a word, and it's driving me crazy. Because if you're a writer and you have a story in your brain and you're not allowed to write it, it starts going crazy up there, and it's like ping-ponging all around inside your cranium like it needs to get out. And so now I'm starting to get these little snippets of beautiful words up here that are like ready to come out, but now I can't because I've been trying to take it real easy on my wrists. The reason I took this brace off, there's actually a good reason. So Sunday, I'm like, well, I'm going to write something, and I talked to Stella about it. Stella and I got in a bit of a tussle because Stella's like, no, don't aggravate it. don't take your chances. Yeah, you might be feeling fine, but I mean, you should take a chance and take the opportunity to let it rest. And I was like, Stella, you don't understand. I have to write this. And so we kind of argued back and forth, and finally we kind of compromised it. Okay, you can write today, but no more than 2,000 words. So I wrote like 2,090 total, and by the end of it, my wrist was agony. So I did like fucking 50 hours of games over the weekend, no problem. But God forbid I spend 45 minutes writing and now my wrist is fucking agony. Not only that, like I went to go stretch it against the wall, which is one of the things that I'm supposed to do, and I noticed there was this weird, funny little bulge in there, and I was like, well, that's awfully bizarre. And then I looked at it and I touched it and it went squish, and I was like, oh, that ain't good. That it really ain't good. And so then I found out that I actually have fluid building up in this one. And, you know, if you're squeamish, don't look. But I'm going to try to show it to you if you're not squeamish. See that little bulge there? Oh, you can see it on camera. I was worried you wouldn't be able to. That's fluid buildup in my wrist. It's disgusting. So I freaked out. I was like, I'm done. No more writing for me. So, I slept in my braces. And I haven't really done much of anything except working. That night it was bad. I was in real bad pain Sunday night. After like 1,900 words. Like, that is not that much. I'm used to doing like 12,000 words a day. Now I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that, but I should have been able to handle a couple pages. Feeling nothing at all. Anyway, I freaked out. So, drank a lot of water, iced the wrist. Iced the wrist the next day. I've been on a leave. I mean, I'm a little stubborn. Okay, a little is probably a bit of an understatement. I'm real stubborn, and I'm not going to quit writing. So, I mean, that was why I had to push myself, because I was like, alright, I know that they hurt, and I know that they need to rest, but you better fucking get over it, wrist, because we got work to do. And so I was like, we'll just start out small. You'll get tough. Listen to me. I'm like, we gotta get tough, let's do this. And then just a little bit, and it's like, no, please, stop, I can't handle it. Oh, I hate them so much right now. And then to go into physical therapy today, and to be told it's because of my slouching posture. I'm just not buying it. So anyway, I've done a whole bunch of things. Number 1, sleep with the braces on. Number 2, wear the braces as much as possible throughout the day. I can wear them at work while I'm typing, no problem. I can't wear them when I'm in the lab because I have to wear like gloves and stuff, and they get in the way and they get torn up and whatever. The gloves, not the braces. So, stay on anti-inflammatories like Aleve and ibuprofen and stuff, whatever I can do to try to alleviate the pain. Obviously don't write, but because I can't really handle that, I've limited myself to 2 drabbles a day, which is 200 words. I do more than that at work in emails, honestly. A lot more than that in emails. So I figure I can handle 200 words, and at least it's like a writer snack to keep me from starving to death. So there's that. Water. Ice. Physical therapy 3 times a week. And yeah, that's it. The stretches that she gave me, even though I think that most of them are pretty stupid, I'm going to be a good girl. She tells me it's my posture, and although I don't fucking believe her, I'm going to pretend it's my posture. I sat at the table today while I was talking to my friends, and I'm like sitting up straight like a robot with my back against the chair, my feet flat on the floor, and even though, okay, here's the reason I hate that. I can sit at a table comfortably and write, and it's actually quite nice for writing, but I'm cold, and I don't like to be cold, and that's why I write in bed. I lay down against my pillows and I write in bed, which probably doesn't help, but I don't do it at the table. So today I'm like writing at the table, and I'm talking to Stella like all straight up like this, and I was like, since I'm a good girl, I'm going to write a 3rd drabble today, so that's what I'm working on now. But I figured I ought to check in with you, and I confessed on camera what I actually didn't tell Stella and Frankie yet, and that was about the liquid bubble in my wrist, because that wasn't supposed to happen, and I really hate not being right, and when they told me not to do it, and I was going to be super stubborn, and then I found out that my wrist fucking killed me worse on Sunday than it did the rest of the other days combined. I was like, damn it, they were right. I'm ashamed. Then I had to confess, and I was like, ugh, I didn't want them to be right, so, but it is what it is. Anyway, so there's your update. Wrists, we're getting better, now worse. Me getting back to full speed, probably not going to happen soon. So you won't hear much from me on the writing front. Oh, I got another rejection today. That was news. So I'm up to 7. 7 rejections, 3 outstanding queries. So, my hope on traditional publishing is pretty much... That's okay. I actually think after things like the wrists and after my soul-crushing block defeat, I think I'm going to be one of those writers that just does best without deadlines. I get anxiety. The pressure's too much for me, I think. And it's not... And before, when I was like, deadlines, schmedlines, I write like crazy. That was fine. It's not that, though. It's like the pressure. Like, if there's a deadline in the future and I have, like, one bad day, I'm going to be like, oh my god, I can't write. I suck at this. I'm never going to be able to do this. And one bad day is going to turn into one bad month, and the closer it gets, the crazier I'm going to get. And I just don't think that's going to work. When I got into this whole, maybe I should publish my stories thing, really the only reason I wanted to do that was because I like writing stories and I'm fairly good at it. And I figured maybe somebody wanted to read them. I don't really care about making a whole lot of money. And obviously deadlines might be a bad idea for me, because if a deadline's looming and this happens, what I'm going to end up doing is writing until my hands fall off, and then I'm really going to regret that. So for me, it's all about the stories. Fuck it. I don't really care about publishers anymore. What I want to do is write. So, I'm going to self-publish. I think even, besides that, I had some, to tell you about the soul-crushing news about my actual novel. I think that at this point, getting an acceptance from an agent might actually be a bad thing. So, we'll revisit this topic another day. I've already kept you for 12 minutes and my Skype's blowing up, so I'm going to go. I just thought you might want to know. Any questions, leave them on the comment thinger below, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!